take a minute and talk about this thing. So I just got done cutting the ditch banks at this property. Got video of that. The mower held great on the embankments. It is wet. It's been raining all night long, and it's actually been raining off and on this morning. So you know, it's wet, grass is wet. I'm not having any problem with the cut. The cut quality is great. It sticks to that embankment even with it wet, and it's a pretty good, pretty steep grade up here. It's right steep, so it stuck it well. Made turns easy on it. Definitely getting the hang of the controls on this thing. You kind of see the mower. It's a 5.5 gallon tank. Does have fuel gauge, cup holder. For the days you're cutting your own grass, you have a beverage. Does have a kind of a plastic flexi shroud here, which I would put mulch blockers to where you can block up and down. And I also, with the 36 that I'm looking at, get a Brackham bagger system for it. Different than the 36. The 48 and the 52 do have anti-cap wheels. Not the velocity deck, but it does have anti-cap wheels. Run flat solid tires. You see, the tubing's kind of small, nothing huge. Like I said, the mower's meant to be lightweight, meant to make a small footprint on your yard. Your reservoir for your hydro, oil change. This one has a 15 horsepower Cowie on it. The 52, I believe, is a 18 horsepower, which I think if I get one, I'm gonna get a 36. If I just get one, it'll be a 36. If I get two, it'll be a 52 and a 36. So that's just my opinion. It does not have an hour meter. It's one thing I'm not liking. But they do make an hour meter that you can put on this mower. So that's one thing I definitely would do. Alright, so let's talk about these controls. I don't know how good that is, but you got your park brake. Do it this way. Your park brake on and off. Does have a kill switch in it if you don't do everything in the right order. Your transmission selector up to 7. I've been walking at 4. That's been a great pace for me. So I think with the 52, I'll definitely put a sulky on it, so you better get some more speed out of it. Blade engage, disengage, choke. You only have to have one of these down at one time. If y'all noticed, I was using one hand several times on these. So what you have is your neutral locks. These lock it in neutral position. Alright, once you select the gear, you see it goes forward. You just let them go, you go forward. Pull them back to where your neutral will be, you'll stop the mower. Pull reverse, you'll go backwards. You can turn left and or right, be whichever you pull on. That does take getting some used to. If I want to go left, I'm going to pull back. If I'm going to go right, I'm going to pull back. Now, one thing, if you're going backwards, let go of the left, you're going to go the opposite direction. So kind of backing your trailers up. A little bit of getting used to. Definitely no hand fatigue. Definitely really light on my hands. Definitely really like this system. Better than what I've seen so far. Like it a lot better than the Hustler mower. They're kind of a dirt bike handlebar system. This is definitely a lot better in my opinion than that. And I do also like it better than the old T-bars. And it seems to be a little easier to use and a little better on your hand than Toro's kind of zero feel to what they got. This seems to be a little bit better, a little bit easier to use. So it is a pull start mower. You can get an electric on a 52. Your deck adjustments, pretty easy. You got 1/4 inch increments on your deck. You move your pin. Now one thing that's funny, you think you would pull back on this, you actually have to push forward. So it's actually easier to move your deck from the front side. Pull forward, move your pin, let it back. So it's kind of a little awkward, but it works well. So all right guys, so that's kind of a look at it, kind of a see everything it is. Definitely loving the mower. This video is probably going to be rather long once I really put it all together. But y'all have a good one. Great mower. I definitely recommend you going out and getting on it. So I normally have to cut this yard twice with my John Deere at the same height, and it's wet today. I have to cut it twice when it's dry because of the way it clumps. But as you can see, there's really no clumping, and it looks pretty good. Lines are very crooked, but I'm getting used to it.